Andro 400, I really love it. I've lost 50 pounds. I was a size 38 waist. I've gone down to a 32 waist. My mood has changed. I don't get stressed out. It gave me so much more energy. It feels like I'm 25. I'm so happy. I'm just a completely different man.
Guys, if you'd like to see results like Dave Ryan's, try Andro 400, the safe, inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Meet Lawrence, Rachel, and Pam. They're making serious money on their schedule driving with Uber.
I was looking for something that was convenient and something that would help me to reach my financial goals.
The first time I turned the app on was because I was going to visit my sister and thought I should probably make some extra cash so that when I'm on my trip, I'll have spending money. And then I had $400.
With Uber, you can write your own paycheck. It's just that simple. If you want to go out and make $20 a day, you can. If you want to go out and make $500 a day, it's up to you.
I love the convenience of it. I log on when I'm available and log off when I'm not, and it's very, very easy to do.
You sign up, and you start earning money right away. Right away, like the next day.
Just get in your car and you drive. But I like driving my car.
Turn it off when you want to make money, you turn it off when you don't.
This is the best decision I made. It's a no-brainer, really.
What are you waiting for?
Thanks, folks. To start making great money with your car, sign up to drive today at drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com.
Listen to 97.3 ESPN FM on the go with Radio Pub, the free mobile app that puts your favorite 97.3 ESPN shows right at your fingertips. Powered by Autolender.com. Get Mike and Mike and the Sports Bash right on your smartphone. Get Radio Pub for free at RadioPub.com or download it from iTunes or Google Play. Powered by Autolenders. There's never been a better time to check out all of their low-mileage, one-owner certified cars at Autolenders. See their full selection at Autolenders.com or at any of their 6 New Jersey locations.
24 past 1 o'clock hour on a Thursday edition of the warm-up, coming at you live inside the all-new Mercedes-Benz of Atlantic City Studios. Don't forget, it's a Thursday, which means it's Thursday night. It's always wing night, half-price wings and half-price jingling at the Bellevue Tavern. Of course, this hour, the warm-up brought to you by the Bellevue Tavern on Route 9 South in beautiful Cape May Courthouse, your neighborhood tavern at the shore. Go to BellevueTavern.com. As we continue to talk a little football, we'll get back to the Chase Utley and the Phils talk, as well as pennant race is certainly heating up, and we'll sprinkle in a little MLB before we get out of here. Steve Gardner will join us from USA Today. Haven't spoken to him in a couple of weeks. We'll get his thoughts on Friday's show about the pennant races, the trades, and, of course, Utley now going to the Dodgers. But we welcome in Lloyd Vance. Does a great job as taking it to the house. And, of course, NFL contributor for the NFL Network joins us for a couple of moments. Lloyd, always good to catch up with you, my friend.
Hey, Q, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, and let's get into the rash of injuries training camp. And look, if Rex Ryan was going to be challenged this year, it starts off with all these injuries. And I know it's not a huge injury thus far to Shady McCoy, but it just seems like with the Buffalo Bills, guys are dropping like flies over there in Buffalo. So really making it challenging early on for Rex Ryan.
Yeah, it's crazy, Q. They're trying to set up a situation where they can improve a rush offense that was 26th in the NFL last year, and they were trying to bring that ground-pound feel in there with Sean McCoy, and he pulled that hamstring. I'm hearing that he's going to be out probably till week 1 of the regular season, and you add that to Fred Jackson, hamstring, Boobie Dixon, a calf, Bryce Brown, hamstring, and then Carlos Williams, he was surprisingly hospitalized. They're not saying why. So a lot of injuries for the Buffalo Bills, but a lot of excitement around that team. You know, they're trying to energize around them. It's been about 20 years or so since they've been in the playoffs. And hopefully they can get him back healthy and get that team rolling.
Yeah, and last year with the Eagles, McCoy, 1,300 yards on 312 carries, and they get rid of him. And then I think they come back, and not only were they not able to get Frank Gore, but they overpaid for DeMarco Murray. And I think it's an issue where it totally bears watching, because you just want to know if or when he's going to get any touches. He went on the record saying that I definitely need a touch or two. Now, I'm wondering if you're going to pay all this money for DeMarco Murray, and you know that the Dallas Cowboys ran him into the ground last year. You also know that the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, it's vastly different. I mean, let's be honest. They lost their bookends, and we don't know if it's more of a product of the system last year with the Dallas Cowboys in that line that gave Murray a career year, a great year. He also carried the football close to 400 times. Now, is this Chip Kelly wanting to just be very cautious here and baby him in, or is there really cause for concern where they want to save him as much as possible, and if that means don't even getting him in a series or two during the preseason, they're going to do that to keep him fresh for the start of the regular season?
Yeah, Q, they're trying to keep him bubble wrap, and let's face it, the guy's 27, as you said, 392 carries last year, which was the seventh most in NFL history. And when you get around that curse of 375 everybody talks about, the running backs just don't seem to be the same after that. Jamal Anderson, Sean Alexander, Larry Johnson, all these guys fell off a cliff after having that many carries. So, they're going to have to guard against it. I know they gave him that big contract, 5 years, $40 million, so that's going to dictate him being the number one. But Ryan Matthews is definitely that insurance blanket they're trying to keep around. But they definitely have to get Murray out there, give him his carries, get him behind the line, as you were saying, a line that's changing a little bit. They have to get that rhythm together. And going against a tough Ravens team this week, that should be a good taste for him to get out there and get a couple series. So I expect him to be out there.
Yeah, and you mentioned Larry Johnson. I was looking at his numbers last night. 2006, 1,800 yards, 416 carries. The next year, played only 8 games, 158 carries, close to 600 yards rushing. So you're absolutely right. I mean, the wear and tear on the running back, it's so evident in the NFL. And remember years ago they used to say the life expectancy of a running back was 5 years. Now they're saying the life expectancy of an NFL player in the league is 5 years. So it shrinks down with the running back. It's now 2 to 3 years, especially if they're carrying a ton of times. We mentioned some of the injuries. I think the Carolina Panthers, who were trying to win a division for the third straight year, took a major, major hit with Brian going down, because now it's a situation that you look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton loves those really tall, wide receivers, those guys that can kind of go up and just get the football, and now you lose one for the year. I mean, that is a major a guy who basically just blossomed in to his own. And now, the Carolina Panthers really don't have a real candidate at number one because of the loss of Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah, that's a huge loss for him. He tears the left ACL in a non-contact drill. So now Cam Newton, a guy who didn't have much and still made the playoffs last year, is going to have to work with guys like Greg Olsen, his tight end. He's going to have to step up. And look for rookie Devin Funchess, a guy from Michigan, to step in there and try and make some plays, as well as Jared Boykin, a guy that came over from the Packers. So, a no-name offense, and they're going to have to find ways to move the football. I know Stewart's looking forward to being a bell cow for them, but the Panthers have definitely got to find a playmaker out there, because let's face it, last year teams were loading the box, and Cam Newton got hit a lot. I know he missed probably only a game or so, but he's been hit a lot, and he needs some help out there. Yeah,
Newton, the second leading rusher on the team behind Stewart, who had close to 800 yards. Stewart only carried the ball 175 times, so talk about fresh legs, even though he's getting up there in age. But that's a major, major loss. All right, let's get into it. I guess the two quarterbacks I want to pinpoint real quick. Eli Manning, I think when it was all said and done, you kind of knew that's not Eli's way. Tom Condon's not that type of agent. When it's all said and done, I certainly think the Giants are going to pay Eli Manning, whether it's going to be the numbers that were reported, which, again, they have now kind of taken back those reports. And when you talk about highest paid player or quarterback in the NFL, sometimes you're just not talking about that initial contract. You can talk about the guarantees. You can talk about the incentives, the kickers, the third or fourth or fifth year. But the bottom line is this. He's going to finish out his career with the New York Giants.
No doubt about it. And they saw Tom Condon and Eli saw Phillip Rivers get that huge 4-year, $83 million, 65 guaranteed last week. And they want their share. He's in a contract year, coming off a season where he lowered his interceptions, had his most yards passing in his career. So he is ascending. I know he'll be 35 in January, but he's still got plenty of time out there, and he wants to be paid like some of these guys out there that don't have any Super Bowl rings. So I think they get this deal done. The Mara family really likes him. I don't think he's going anywhere, and he's got to concentrate on football. Let's face it, this team, they're in flux as well. They had the offense coordinator, McAdoo, coming there, and he's trying to work with him.
Yep.
But they lost so many close games last year, and they got to turn those around.
Yeah, and it starts with the offensive line, and their secondary is going to be just very poor. Since they brought in Merriweather, they were very desperate. All right, so I guess Tom Brady should start to take a lot more practice snaps a little more intensely, because now it's been known that the federal judge made it clear Wednesday that the NFL's 4-game suspension of Tom Brady, quarterback of the Patriots over Deflategate, is in serious jeopardy. Look, I haven't wavered on my opinion. It still stands. I probably flip-flop a little bit because you're always getting new information. So maybe my thought process, my thinking on this has flip-flop. But now it just seems like come Thursday night against the Steelers, Tom Brady's going to be under center.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, too, because Judge Richard Berman has gotten involved in this, and he keeps telling both sides to kind of come to the table and work this thing out. But it seems like both sides are dug in, and they want to protect their legacy on both sides. I'm just not sure which way it's going to go. I know the NFL may try to string this thing out so that it can leak into the regular season and Tom Brady wouldn't be on the sidelines against the Steelers. So, but everybody's saying that, you know, the case of the NFL is not that strong without that proof of evidence. So it's going to be a big thing. They're going to fight out. They're due both back in court August 31st to try to make some kind of deal.
Hey, listen, the NFLPA, they're not as strong. I think the strongest union in all of sports is Major League Baseball. But the NFLPA wants Berman now to void the suspension. And what I find very interesting is that Tom Brady, by his own admission, Lloyd, came out and said, well, you can reduce it under these parameters. This is what I'll admit to. This is what I'm not going to admit to. Which, I mean, even at the end of the day, Tom Brady's still he's still riding the train here. He's the conductor. Where's Goodell? Goodell got so arrogant during. Yeah, crazy. He got so arrogant during this. Yeah, he got so arrogant during this. Both of them, Brady, the Patriots, and Roger Goodell. And now it's almost as this is going to be a ton of egg on Roger Goodell's face. And he still tried to do the right thing in the very beginning.
Yeah, and it's something that's just going to have to play out, and everybody's going to have to focus on other things around the league. Luckily, they're starting to play these preseason games. I know it's 3s versus 4s, but it's football out there. And we can kind of move away from all this litigation.
Last one for you before I let you get out of here. The Jets and Dyer need a quarterback help sign Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn, who's made $18 million in his career. I don't even know how many passes he's thrown, but now Geno Smith. It appears that Geno Smith only might miss a couple games. Who's going to be the starter? Is it going to be Fitzpatrick or is it going to be Flynn in Week 1?
I definitely think it's going to be Ryan Fitzpatrick. Let's not forget last year he threw 17 touchdowns for the Houston Texans. I know he does not have that big arm, but Brandon Marshall is interested in working with him. And let's face it, Matt Flynn, we saw what he can do. He was a good backup for the Packers, but when he got his chance with Seattle, got beat out by Russell Wilson, who was a rookie then. So I expect Fitzpatrick to be the guy and them to run the football.
Good points. All right, my friend, enjoy the slate of games over the weekend preseason. We'll talk to you next week. Always appreciate it.
All right, Q. Thanks for having me on.
All right.